Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
Craig, you may want to check your levels there. You popped out to almost zero, it seems like. But hey, welcome back to the show. My name is Mike Piowarski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most here on the Rundown. 2A Views, conservative news, and guess what day it is?
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Who's ready?
It's Throw Punch Thursday, bitch.
That's right. It's Ranger Panty Thursday here on the Rundown.
Yes, sir. It is Ranger Panty Thursday. Are you hearing me okay, Mike?
Now we got you. And listen, that's how Throat Punch Thursday came around, because you'd wear Ranger panties on Thursday and you get punched for them. So
I know that I hate it when that's why I don't wear those anymore.
now, listen, just to be clear, that's for the Rangers are okay wearing them. I mean, that's why they call them Ranger panties. You know?
Exactly.
And
The
some of
rest
you-
of us,
you-
not so much.
Wear them, but if you're in a tank, you don't want to be wearing Ranger panties. Yeah.
Okay, is there a particular reason why you don't want to wear them if you're in a tank?
Because as the commander and the loader, you're standing in the hatch, and your Ranger panties are standing right there at gunner eye level.
Okay, right. Now that I get. So I guess it depends. Are you the loader? Are you the driver? Or are you the one up in the thing?
But the driver's doing this.
Could you get
The
it
loader's
off of
doing
my
this.
head, please?
The loader's doing this.
Okay, get that out of my way.
See, the gunner's doing this. The gunner's doing this. Yeah.
Oh, folks, this is military humor, so he gets a pass.
Yep.
There you go. How are you doing, sir?
Not too shabby. It's
I understand you were dealing with a thunderstorm yesterday.
no. So listen, we get and it's different the weather we get here, right? We will get pop-up cells that are 10, 20 miles wide and worse than any category 3 or 4 hurricane that'll come through. So when you hear like Dave talk about Floridians low class 1, class 2, you're like, please, that's nothing. It's really nothing. So I just so happened to be, if you did the 500 square miles of the local area here, my 10 square miles was taking a beating. We were getting lightning in the trees and stuff was getting blown over. We just happened to get the hard one yesterday. Everybody else, 5 miles north, 5 miles south, in the sunshine.
Wow. Well, sometimes it'd be like it.
I'll send you a picture of what it looks like when you see
There you go.
one of these independent cells coming.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I've seen some of them where it looks like this pillar of water coming down out of the sky, and everything else to the right and the left looks cool.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
does.
a rainstorm just for you.
That's exactly right. Oh, here it is right here. Let me send this over to you.
Go ahead and send that. Let me see if I
This
can
is
pull it up.
Just rainstorm. Let me say that. Let's sending it to you. Picture
Send
I
it-
took.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody else is in the sunshine, but this is, you're like, okay, all those people that complain, you could see sunshine left and right of it,
Right.
but down there in the center, you're like, nah, yeah. And that's what we happened to be in the middle of yesterday. Yeah.
Oh joy. So now that creates a problem, obviously, with internet access and possibility of electricity, and then there's the whole not wanting to get struck by lightning thing.
Yeah, well, for me, it's more of I disconnect the studio basically when the lightning starts. I don't want that coming through and frying everything.
Thing.
Yeah. And so that's what it is. The power will go out. Well, it won't go out. It'll do that micro flicker, just enough to reset the router, in the modem, and be down for 5 minutes. But yeah, for me, it's literally go over to the big switch on the wall and go chakunk and turn the studio off, disconnect the studio.
You learn something new every day.
Yep.
Happy for you, sir. Happy for you. Well, you were missed. Just so you know, you were missed yesterday. But
did we do any more Sophie Cunningham yesterday?
We did not discuss Sophie Cunningham.
Okay, good, because she's taking the place of that Jen Psaki chick.
Jen Psaki? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. That's a big one.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what they said about Sophie Cunningham.
That's what they said about Sophie Cunningham.
Big girl right there.
That's a big girl right there. All right. Well, hey, let's before we get into today's program, let's go ahead and start it like we usually do with a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Actually went over and had lunch with these guys today and the girls over there. So a special shout out to them. If you want to get yourself some AR barrels, get on over to hitmanindustries.net. They got rifle caliber, pistol caliber, any length you desire, any caliber. And again, a full assortment of rifles, barrels, and pistols barrels for a whole other makes of firearms. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. If you want the best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, get on over to hogholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com. Hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. That's all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get a nice little discount. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, fire, EMS, get on over to uscombatgear.com where you can get everything except the gun.
That's right, folks. Also want to encourage you, if you have not already done so, please get over to 2A. Oh, wrong one. Bam. There you go. 2A News. Sign up for the 2A newsletter. Get all your 2A News, Second Amendment news in the mail at 2anews.us. Go there, hit the subscribe here button, and you will get your Second Amendment news from all over the country, all over the world, in fact, right there to your inbox. And then I have your SoundCloud up right now, but I was supposed to have up your website for Arms Room Radio, but I've got your SoundCloud up here. Folks, go to armsroomradio.com. That's armsroomradio.com. And listen to the best in Second Amendment radio that is out there. I will tell you, it both informs and entertains because they're talking all guns, all the gun time.
I'll tell you, if you want the latest episode, go to either iCloud or iTunes or SoundCloud. That's where you're going to see it. We've actually been having a fight this week with Spotify because they say that some of our music that we use is licensed by others. And my response was eat a bag of dicks. So I don't think they liked it.
Yeah, that's probably a less professional than they're accustomed to.
Listen, it's a sampling. It's part of the intro music. It's less than 15 seconds. It meets all requirements of the law. If they don't like it, they can challenge some nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Usually what I do in cases like that, because I've had that happen sometimes, and it's like the worst part is when you actually bought music through a service, and then they still ask. I'm like, no, I've got the license for it.
Yep.
Sorry, I bought it through this service. Up yours.
Yep.
Anyway, but it be what it be. But also, once again, would like to encourage you folks. Look, support our other media efforts. If you're into the Second Amendment, if you're into guns, if you're into gun rights, if you're into gun accessories, whatever it is, you're going to want to support us. So go ahead, do that. Do it now.
Sure.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we're going to file this first story into like obvious town. This is the sort of thing that I think any of us who, before these laws passed in California, would have told you was going to happen. We would have told you this was going to happen. But nonetheless, nobody believed us. And now all of a sudden it took a study. Yeah, that's right. It took a study to prove or to show what those with a little bit of common sense already knew. And that was that reducing drug penalties, they say likely, no, it didn't. It increased homelessness in California, a new report says. This is from today. It says when Californians voted to reduce drug penalties in 2014, it likely had an unintended consequence of also increasing homelessness in the state, according to a new report. The report, released Thursday by the Public Policy Institute of California, set out to measure the long-term effects of Prop 47, a 2014 ballot measure that lowered some drug and property crimes from felonies to misdemeanors. It found that while the measure succeeded in reducing prison overcrowding as intended, it also appears to have contributed to an increase in people living on the street, a rise in overdoses, and a drop in the number of people getting drug treatment. Now, Mike, I'm going to just ask you this. If something like this were put in place in Florida, how confident are you that you would get the exact same results?
All right, Craig. Now, easy here. 100%. Okay.
Doesn't matter the state. Any state, 100%. Now, let's look back. Now, let's say you didn't know about the results of California. Matter of fact, let's go back to 2013, and you were looking at California, and you were advising them on whether or not they should vote for this measure, and you were asked, what's the likelihood that this would be the outcome? Now, Mike, I realize this is a hard one. I know I said there probably wouldn't be any math, but there's going to be some math here. What is the likelihood that you believe this would have happened?
Yeah, I'm still going to go with 100%.
I'm still going to go with 100%.
Yeah, Craig, maybe California's trying to make the rule that, like, well, no, it's California, you see, and so it's different, and people could be outdoors all the time. They could be outdoors all the time. Craig, if we did this in Alaska, you know what we'd get?
Increase in homelessness.
Yeah, it'd be 100%, but the homeless would be more cold. They'd be more cold. That would probably be the only difference. You could do this. You could do this in the banks of the Carolinas, right? It'd be 100%, but the homeless would have more sand on them. You know, it was just
take rocket science to figure this. It's like, okay, so let's put it this way. So you make it so that drug addicts don't have to get drug treatment, right?
Yes.
Because keep in mind, coupled with this is that it is, if you have a homeless program, it is illegal for you. You can't receive any state dollars if you require people to get drug treatment as a part of providing them housing. Completely and utterly illegal, can't get it. So imagine everybody who's homeless in another state. I'm homeless in Nevada, let's say.
Yes.
And Nevada's requiring me to get drug treatment in order to get homeless assistance. And I see just on the other side of the border, the state line, I can get a place to live, and I can get me some money. I can get me a place to live and free needles, because guess what? I don't have to give up my drugs. I get a free pipe.
Yeah.
I will continue to say that the left tends to govern as if the world were as they wished it to be. And conservatives tend to govern as if the world is exactly how it is, and people are exactly how they are.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I know I asked you the other day, did I sent you a video of Adam Carolla talking about old airplanes? Did you see that one?
I did see that one.
Okay. That applies here, and I don't want to say what he said because maybe we played that at the end. But that's I sent it to you on the gram as well. So
I will see if I can find it. But
I can look for it while we're here too. So
please do. What makes it the most frustrating is that they can claim that, well, this is unintended, but you can't claim you didn't know.
Yeah.
You can't claim that nobody told you. You cannot claim that nobody said anything, because we did. We said it loudly. Yeah. We said it in the 2 minutes that you gave us as the idea was brought up in the legislature. You gave us 2 minutes to say no and why it's no. And we told you this would happen. And then it did. And you're like, well, how could we know?
Oh, listen, if you went back and looked at well, back then, I guess it would be, digital tape, right? I'm sure 100% that the point was made, and they were all like, no, it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Yes, I'm quite positive that it happened. And anyway, it's beyond frustrating, because I'm like, if sometimes it's kind of like, if you would just listen, it's like, I hate to say it's kind of like, you're a parent, right? You've had situations with your child where you're like, you told them, look, I'm not telling you this because I'm incredibly smart. I'm telling you this because it's kind of obvious. And, we've seen this mistake before. We may have made the mistake before. We've
Don't
seen
touch the hot stove.
Exactly. We've told you this. And they're like, no, because they know better. They're
Yep.
smarter than us. They touch the hot stove. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know. No,
Yep.
you did.
You're right.
You did. Anyway, such is life in the state of California, right? And the interesting thing is once again, you have an instance here where the media has actually woken up to a little bit of reality. Surprise, surprise. The media even recognizes, yeah, this is kind of a problem. So that's a good thing. Sad
Yep.
part is that they're still going to try and find a way to blame Donald Trump.
Oh, of course they will.
Of course.
Of course
Because
they will. Of course it'll be his fault. Yeah.
that is how they roll. Speaking of blaming Donald Trump, they're in Florida. They have a Democratic socialist who is their Democratic nominee for Congress. And this woman is cray-cray, right? This woman has come out and according to, let's see, what is her name? According to Angie Nixon, now she says, we are in chains. Now I think she said, we in chains. That's right. We in chains, Florida socialist Angie Nixon rants against false capitalistic American dream, praises Marxist cop killer on care speech circuit. Wow. Okay. That, by the way, that's her. In case you were wondering. All right, socialist Florida Senate candidate Angie Nixon, the Israel-bashing state senator who won her primary election in a shock upset over Democrat Alex Vindman last week, gushed over the notorious Council on American Islamic Relations, otherwise known as CARE, in a series of speeches at fundraising events for the pro-Hamas advocacy group following 2024 elections. Nixon got her big break in November 2023 when she introduced a resolution in the Florida House calling for a ceasefire in Israel's war against Hamas, a measure which is widely panned as anti-Semitic by many of her colleagues and roundly rejected on a bipartisan 104-2 vote. But CARE, which was designated an unindicted co-conspirator of Hamas front group in 2007, the failed resolution made Nixon a star. CARE's Florida chapter honored Nixon by making her a distinguished speaker at 3 fundraising galas from November 2024 through February 2025, where she declared those who voted against her resolution her, quote, permanent enemies, end quote, ranted against the, quote, false capitalistic American dream, end quote, and praised CARE as the, quote, right vehicles, end quote, to secure electoral victories for Democrats. In speeches, she closed by quoting notorious Marxist and convicted cop killer. Here's the quote. This past presidential election was our Brexit event, and we need to start working on building the right vehicles. And the right vehicles are CARE Florida, Nixon said as she addressed CARE's Florida Gala in Jacksonville in February 2025. Now, Mike, I know you are familiar with this person. You probably voted for her. You probably had a 40 or two with her. What's the deal with this lady?
What? You don't go the hard R. It's Fody. Fody. Had a Fody.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't drink them anymore, so I call them 40s. A 40 ounce. Can I have a 40 ounce? Of the old English.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, Fody
of the
and the old
eight ball.
That's it. I'm a Colt 45 man myself, but
love that malt liquor, huh?
she I want to point out again, she lost to Vindman, or Vindman lost to her, Alex Vindman. If you remember Vindman, he was the fat infantry officer that tried to say Trump got on the phone to Zelensky and tried to make deals. Remember, he came out in Congress. He was the infantry colonel. oh, blah, blah, blah. He was going to run. He ran in the district that Trump lives in, and he's going to do all this, and he got his butt beat. So go home. In fact, that Trump tweeted about him the other day. But she's a nut job. Craig, she's going to win in the former redistricted, 100% black African-American districts, and that's it. She's so far setting herself aside as race is the problem and whitey's the problem that not even AOC would vote for her down here. I mean, she is.
Well, I mean, now,
so
the
far
one thing
off.
is she's running in a state that where the Democrat is not going to win. In this particular case, she's definitely not going to win. So first of all, there's that. But these are the folks. I mean, the whacked out left seem to be the controlling group there within the Democratic Party right now.
Yes. Well, it's. I mean, we have normal Democrats. Remember, we have our Democrats are Southern Democrats, So for the most of them, they're Democrats that are like, I'm pro-gun, I'm pro-life, and I'm pro closing the border. Are you a Republican? No, I'm a Southern Democrat. Like, all right, whatever, dude. Just yeah.
So
now
then let me ask you. So then how? I mean, was it more that they just didn't like Vindman? Is it like nobody likes a snitch?
That's exactly what it was. In fact, I think that's what she was she was running on was snitches get stitches. I think that's what she said. Actually,
snitches get stitches. And he looked like a snitch, didn't he?
He did.
He looked like that kid at school that was always like, "Teacher."
Oh yeah. Yeah,
they're
exactly.
being mean to me.
Yeah. He's the guy on a video call that's always asking questions. Just shut up.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's yeah. Well, all I have to say is that she's cray, and she's going to save Republicans a lot of money. Because they're not going to have to spend money to win that Senate seat there in Florida. They're going to be able to spend their money elsewhere.
Yeah, I remember she's running against Ashley Moody, who was appointed to that position after Rubio left. So that makes it, a woman versus woman race. So you're not going to even be able to hear people say, "Well, it's because she's a woman you don't like her." No. Last I checked.
Wait. Now, first of all, we have to define a woman.
No, not a Republican.
I don't think they
woman.
can.
Republican woman's a woman.
Okay.
A Democrat woman may need defining, but not a Republican woman.
Okay. All right. I'm glad we cleared that up. But by the way, she's not the only one that is melting down. And by the way, melting down about the wackos, because even in the Democratic Party, you have them basically losing their mind when it comes to meltdowns. Now, how many of you out there are familiar with Hassan Piker? Right, Hassan Piker is a leftist, left wing, and not even left. I mean, he is a terrorist supporter. He supports violence against law enforcement. He believes in overthrowing the government. I mean, this guy is a whacked out leftist, but he has millions of people following him online. And this guy has campaigned with all of the DSA folks. He campaigned with AOC. He's campaigned with what's his name? El Said there in Michigan. He's been with just about everybody that is out there on the left. And what's happening is people are basically tying him to them. And Democrats, in this particular case, Debbie Dingell, is losing her mind over the fact that Republicans are doing that.
This opportunity today. First of all, I'm going to introduce my dear friend who's my brother in a minute. But I want to tell you, this is just the opportunity to say something to you. I'm done. This election is about what's going to happen when we elect a Dole to the United States Senate. I am done. So don't any reporter ask me again about Hassan Piker. It's not what November is about. Republicans Republicans are trying to make it. They're trying to divide us. And we got to stop letting them try to divide us. I don't agree with Hassan Piker on a lot of stuff. And I really don't agree with him on some of the woman things he said. And I'm still trying to figure out, is it the reason he exercises and looks buff is why he has so many followers. But having said that, I want to talk to you for a minute about what November is about.
Now, what's funny is in that little speech right there, she actually said the quiet part out loud, in that she wants to distance. They want to distance themselves. Democrats want to distance themselves away from some of the stuff that he believes because they know how unacceptable it is. According to this is over at Fox News, says conservatives pile on Democratic Representative Debbie Dingell after she argued Republicans are trying to make Michigan's Michigan Senate race about socialist streamer Hassan Piker, with critics saying her frustration only highlighted the political vulnerability for Democrats. Quote, Debbie Dingell crashes out over terrorist sympathizer Hassan Piker, who has called to kill Republicans, wrote the Republican National Committee's research account. Critics took aim at Dingell for campaigning with Michigan Democratic Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed after she told reporters she was done answering questions about Piker, whose past inflammatory remarks have drawn renewed scrutiny and pressure on Democrats to respond. Now, I want to be real clear here. Abdul Saeed has campaigned with Hassan Piker. Abdul Saeed and Hassan Piker are in the same exact place when it comes to Israel, when it comes to socialized healthcare and medicine, when it comes to overthrowing our form of government, when it comes to overthrowing our economic system, when it comes to their positions on law enforcement. There's no distance between them. That's why they campaign with one another. That's why Hassan Piker campaigns with him. So why shouldn't you be judged by the company you keep? I mean, if J.D. Vance were campaigning with the current Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, do you think that people on the left would be criticizing him for that?
Being Clayton Bigsby, yeah. Debbie Dingell, that's really her name? Debbie Dingell? You guys elected a Debbie Dingell?
No, she's from Michigan. We did not elect her here in California.
Okay, all right, Debbie Dingell. Listen, Craig, she said that the media is trying to, drive the party apart. No, it's not the media. It's not even conservatives. It's not even Republicans trying to drive your party apart. You're driving your own party apart. When your only platform for the past 10 years has been we hate Trump bad. This is what you get. You get division from inside, and it starts to tear itself apart, and these little factions of idiots start to show up, and now they're gaining momentum because guess what? Your platform is still we hate Trump, and as long as you stick with we hate Trump, you're going to get more of these people that show up with an actual platform. As insane as it is, it's a platform, and yours is still we hate Trump.
Well, but Mike, here's the thing. The only difference between the DSA platform and the Democratic Party platform is that at least the DSA folks are saying the quiet part out loud.
Yes.
They're not hiding. DSA is not hiding what they're trying to do. Democrats are trying to hide what they're doing. Right? It's literally socialist light. It's on the road to socialism.
We no, that's their platform, socialism. That's their platform, and the regular right, or excuse me, the regular left, they have those same issues. We want to open borders, and we want to give away, money to drug offenders. But it's all shadowed by the we hate Trump part of the platform. That's the issue.
Well, because we hate Trump is actually shown to proven to help them win. Where they are effective, let me clarify, where they are running against ineffective Republican candidates, it has given them the ability to win. That's really what it comes down to.
That's how the president won that's how he won the presidency in 2016. Remember, they looked around and said, where are the districts we're never going to win? focus in these other ones. Let's win the electoral colleges. I'm not worried about winning states. Let's win electoral college votes. Let's do that. And the same thing here. Listen, where Piker's running, does a Republican have a chance? No. Let the guy, play the fool. He's just making it worse for their party.
Piker's not running. Piker is the guy who's getting people energized on the left. And once again, when I talk about getting them energized on the left, I'm talking about the crazies. I'm talking about the racists. I'm talking about the Jew haters, the women haters. I'm talking about the Muslim Islamic extremists, right? I'm not talking about they're not getting the mainstream excited on the left.
Correct.
He's getting the wackos.
No, and I understand.
They're the ones that are engaged. But they're the only ones really engaged and excited on the left.
Yeah, let them. It's still not going to take any votes away from the right.
No. It's definitely not going to take votes away from the right. But if you get a bunch of these people who normally wouldn't vote to actually vote, once again, you're going to wind up with guys. Because see, the thing about, and we talked about this the other day, Hassan Piker is about as articulate and sharp as a whacked out lefty can be, and he knows when not to answer questions. He knows when not to give a straight answer.
Sure.
He knows how to try and turn stuff back on folks. And I hate to say this, many of our people, our folks in the media and our folks in politics, aren't sharp enough to argue against him. They aren't, even though they have the truth on their side.
Right. So my point is, there's zero chance of a Republican winning where he's running. Zero chance. So,
no, I think Rogers is going to beat El Sayed. I do believe with El Sayed running, the guy who's running for Senate against El Sayed has a shot.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. See, I'm not following Michigan right now. So, but I mean, I allow them to beat each other up on the Democrat side, and let our guy stand there, let the conservative candidate stand there and say, vote for America, vote for me. Schooner tuna.
Well, I loved, he had this line, and he said that Hassan Piker, not Hassan Piker, he said, El Sayed wants to represent Palestinians. I want to represent Michiganders. And I'm like, bam, mic drop. He gets it.
Michigander?
That's what they call, I think they're called Michiganders.
I've always been fascinated on how they come up with the names for the people from certain states. Not Michiganers? Michiganese?
Michiganese. I like that one. Michiganese. In fact, from now on, anytime I meet someone from Michigan, I'm gonna call them a Michigan. Are you Michiganese?
There you go. Are you Michiganese?
No, I'm a Michigander. Right. Michiganderese. There you go. Is that what you speak? Is that what you speak, Michiganderese?
That's it. Yep.
All right, folks, this last one here. WNBA is just not going to go away, but this is not a Sophie Cunningham story, but this is about Enes Kanter. And the fact that the owner of that team, Freedom, Air Kanter Freedom.
Yeah.
God. Anyway, so the owner was asked about him, and they're like, well, why didn't he get a warning? And this was the answer that dude gave as to why he did, because you notice all he did was stand up put his hands out and then got kicked out. But here was the owner's response.
Why wasn't Enes given a warning?
I can only answer for the reason. You're kind of making me repeat over and over, so I think at some point we need to move on. But he wasn't given a warning because certain threats don't get warnings. He was given a lot of leeway. As I said, he was sitting there and he was trash talking her and all that. So he was certainly given leeway. But at a certain point, when somebody, to use an extreme example, when you shoot a gun at someone, you don't get a warning. Don't do that again. Your action doesn't deserve a warning. You take action that becomes a threat, you don't get a warning.
Now, Mike, did you watch the video at all?
Yes.
Did you see him do anything that was particularly threatening, or that you would look at and say, yeah, okay, that probably, that was a step too far, and he shouldn't have. He did something. I'm trying to figure out exactly what dude did.
I'm pretty sure that they let the WNBA officials call this, Craig, because they got it all wrong.
Let me hear. I reset up the video. Let's watch the video and see what he did that didn't deserve at least a warning, right?
basketball game. Chicago staying in it. Natasha Cloud. And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W. That is Enes Kanter in the building today. And he has voiced how he's felt about the situation. Natasha Cloud.
Okay, so he took one step forward, nowhere near the court, still in the seating area, and that was like a man with a gun?
And listen, I watched it, and that's not even starting from the beginning, too. He stands up as the play goes, right? As the play goes and he sees the response he got, he stands up and he goes, yeah! And then she sees him with his hands up, and she starts coming after him. She made the first move. Then he took the step forward. Like, what? What? You know, John Boy has got a real good one. He does the lip reading, the mouth reading, and you can hear his whole thing that he did up. But he clearly stood up for the celebration. And then when she started opening it up, she started running her gator. That's what we say down here. When she started running her gator, he took that step forward to clarify. What? You suck. Yeah, you suck.
Well, and that's what, by the way, that's what Tony Grant, who's watching us on Facebook, he's like, what threat? There was no threat. He made no threat. In fact, the only person that was making threats, the only person that was yelling, screaming, angry, being nasty, was the player on his team.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, in his defense, he did hands up, don't shoot. So
right. Well, there you go. That was the really literal hands up, don't shoot. He was telling them not to shoot because he was rooting for the Fever, so he was definitely telling them not to shoot. But, you know, the WNBA just cannot get out of their own way on this one. You know what? I liked what they originally did. What the was it the Fever did when it happened to, it was the Sky. It was someone else when they were playing when the girls got ejected for wearing the shirts. They were like, yeah, no, we missed it on that one. That shouldn't have happened. We blew it. We missed it. Yada, yada, yada. They should have been able to be there, exercise their rights, yada, yada, yada. And then you turn around. So first of all, that happened. Then in this case, you kick him out literally for standing up. If him standing up is such a threat, wait till he gets on the court.
Yeah, remember that he was given courtside seats as a VIP and also had floor privileges. Remember that.
Oh, so floor privileges mean that little step forward? That little step forward was
on the court for the national anthem, for everything. He's a NBA VIP, so he's got WNBA. Right. Listen, anytime he shows up at a game, people that watch the NBA might take the game more seriously. He's good for the WNBA. Yes, but now all they're good for is, 30-second sound clips. Nobody's going to the game. We can just watch it on the YouTube.
Nobody was going to the game before. Tony pointed out the game that I was talking about earlier was in Seattle. Tony, thanks a lot for the assist. Very much appreciate it. But
he got an assist, unlike she did.
Here's the thing, man. I'm just going to be real with you. What I have found is there's some sports that you're just not going to get the same level of attention because it just doesn't seem as good of a sport to watch. And basketball, women's basketball would be one of them. Although I will say, watching Caitlin Clark play, she elevates the quality of the game. She does. She makes it more.
You see her break those ankles yesterday? You see her break those ankles?
I saw that. She didn't just break ankles. She had broke ankles, had them taking each other out, breaking necks. It was, but it's getting better. But like sports, like I enjoy watching women's tennis. I enjoy watching women's tennis not just because of the skirts, but also because I really like watching it because they actually volley back and forth, and there's more action as opposed to men's tennis where there's a lot more aces. I enjoy watching obviously volleyball. Women's soccer.
Watch where you're going now.
Women's soccer is fun to watch. But I'm like, there are
Women-
just
I-
some
I
sports
do-
where the level of athleticism difference in athleticism between men and women make it different. I like women's and mixed martial arts, it depends on who's fighting. Because when you watch women's MMA, half the time they spend their time just doing this, like, okay, I'm gonna fake it. I'm gonna fake it. I'm gonna fake it. I might hit you. But
Cat fight. Yeah.
it's not gonna go there. But so some women's fights are good. On average, men's mixed martial arts fights tend to be better.
Yeah.
But
It's
anyway.
different. Different. A different sport. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just some sports that are just not going to attract. Man, I will be honest. I'm kind of curious, and I think I want to start watching a little bit of this women's flag football, because I've seen some highlights like in reels, and I'm like, okay, some of these girls got some skill.
Wait, are you talking the LFL?
The LFL?
The Lingerie Football League?
No.
No? Okay.
That's
Okay.
tackle.
Yeah, it is.
I'm talking flag football.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I don't care. But some of these girls, especially the receivers and some of the quarterbacks, got some skills. They got some hands. It might be worth watching. I don't know if I'd spend money on it, but I might watch it. But let's just be honest. There's a reason why men's sports make more money than women's sports. That's because largely people are willing to watch them. What's funny is that most of the people who are watching sports are men. And y'all want to get mad because the men won't watch women's sports, but you ain't got nothing to say when the women won't watch women's sports.
I mean, really, if you want the root of the problem, why don't women's sports succeed? It's because women aren't watching them.
Yep.
Not that there's a problem with that. Women don't want to watch the sports like that. There's some women that like to watch sports, but for the most part, that's got to be like a 70-30 split, right? An 80-20 split.
Most women don't go to men's sporting events. If they go, it's because some man drug them there.
That's
not
right.
all the time, not only, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
odds are. How about that? I could say odds are. Right?
There we go.
All right. Odds are that's what they did. Anyway, folks, that now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces, one word, and get your Hog Holster today. We're going to start with the video that Mike was talking about earlier from Adam Carolla. Mike, thank you so much for getting that video over to me. Let's check it out.
It is weird and sad that we have to revisit a bunch of ideas that have never worked. And essentially, here's what I'm saying. There was an airplane that was in England. It was a passenger airplane. I don't know, it was a Comet or whatever, one of the earlier jets. The windows were square-shaped, not round. Mm-hmm. And you look at an airplane, you go, yeah, all the windows are round. How come none of them are square? Square is actually bigger. You get more viewing space, but the corners got fatigued. The airframe of the corner made a weak point with metal fatigue. But guess what? No more fucking square windows on airplanes. Mm-hmm. 10 of those planes crashed. We learned. We moved on. We learned a lesson from then. But we can't do it with defund the police or socialism or anything. We can't do it. We just got to go, let's try communism a 57th time. It doesn't work. Yeah. It doesn't work, but we learned. And now we have super efficient, safe airplanes. Could you imagine if we just treated the society like commercial aviation? I mean, they had prop planes, they had canvas stretched over wooden bodies. Now you're laying in beautiful reclining first class. You're going 600 miles an hour. You got Wi-Fi. We just keep going. And we weed out the bad ideas. And now you go, wow, this is great. But then you go look at a city and you go, what was L.A.? When that airplane in 1950 was rolling off the thing, that D.C., whatever, in L.A. was clean, L.A. was nice, L.A. was safe. Now L.A. is a garbage pail full of shit because your horrible ideas that got implemented and you wouldn't fucking let them go. You just had a new, fresh crop of engineers show up every year and go, I got an idea about some square windows. And it's like, that doesn't work. Oh, yeah? You're a racist. I'm putting my square windows in. Imagine we just treat society that way. We just keep evolving instead of a new graduating class of retarded, young, idealistic fucking idiots who want to embrace socialism or communism. Of all things, the most tested and tried, failed form of governing on the planet, they decide, no, we're dusting this shit off. Dawson, go down to LAX, and I will give you $10,000 if you can find me a commercial airplane with square windows.
All right.
All right? But you can go to fucking Seattle and find some bitch who's into socialism, and you can go to San Francisco, and you can go to LA, and you can go to Chicago. You can go find socialism everywhere, but you can't go to the airport and find a plane with a square window because it failed. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It was dangerous, and people lost their lives.
No audio, Craig. There we go. Get you back here in a second.
Sorry about that. I hit my cough button and forgot to uncough. So here's my question. Did you get that off of like an aviation blog page, or was that on a conservative page?
So you know what? I'm not sure how the algorithm got that one to me, because obviously I'm a pilot and I look at all the aviation stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also a fan of Adam Carolla. So
Right.
it was like a crossover episode. It was like the Globetrotters meet Gilligan's Island. You know, it was.
He's funny because I've never been a fan of his stand up, but his rants, when he just goes off on just random rants, I love like listening to his podcast. His random rants are just phenomenal. Go
ahead.
Yeah, as a stand up comedian, wasn't a fan.
He's got a new bit with stand up. He calls, he says like there's certain descriptors that you can't tell if they're poor or if they're wealthy. Like
I've seen that one. I have seen that one.
Stuff like if you ask where he is and they say he's in his trailer, is he poor or is he wealthy? You know, he might be a movie star.
Exactly.
They say if you know the going price of copper, you might be.
Are you poor or you wealthy? Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a good one. Speaking of good ones, and well, you don't know if it's poor, if it's with. Tell me if you've seen this guy. I have to say, I thought this guy was just a complete and utter weirdo nerd, but I love his like, why does this cost so much money, or cost comparison videos. And here he's comparing the price of he's talking about a $2 million toilet, public toilet, that was put in a park in Los Angeles. Check it out.
This is LA's $1 million bathroom. Let's see if it lives up to the hype.
$1 million.
It's got 2 stalls at $480,000 each. Some might call it a homeless duplex. Even though it was pre-built and just dropped in, it still took 20 months to open, longer than the Empire State Building. I do think the brown color was a good choice. You won't be able to see all the poop on the doors. Let's go inside. Better have gold toilets for this price. There it is. Wow, $1 million bathroom. No bidet, no heated seats. Oh, that does not look like $1 million bathroom toilet paper. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is worth $1 million. Push to exit? What does that do? Like, why can't you just push this to exit? What? I just took $1 million shit.
Well, $500,000. Unless he pinched and went to the other one, you know.
There you go. He pinched and went to the other one. All right, here's another one. You're gonna love this commercial for James Tallarico, or maybe it's not necessarily for James Tallarico.
Over Davy Crockett, there's a new Texas trailblazer in town, and their name is James Tallarico. The man who bragged, our office is the first in the history of Texas to add pronouns to our official business cards.
I am running around like a crazy person today,
spreading his white skin wherever he goes.
I am not a perfect Christian. Prophetic voices like Jesus have helped me reckon with my own whiteness, my own masculinity, and it's a painful process.
Bearing the cross of white skin and unambiguous masculinity.
I was a big nerd in high school, never played sports. I probably shouldn't out myself like this. Sex is a spectrum, and oftentimes it can be very ambiguous. God is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary.
Straight from Revelations in the woke James Bible.
I want us all to be aware of that. There are many more than 2 biological sexes. In fact, there are 6.
And on the 7th day, they rested. But not James Tallarico. He built an ark big enough for all creatures.
To be able to write legislation that benefits not just the people, but also our animal friends.
Just like the Supreme Court said, one cow, one vote.
Now, existential, that we try to reduce our meat consumption. That's the right thing to do and the moral thing to do.
The 11th commandment, thou shalt not smoke brisket.
I am proud to say that our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign.
So step aside, Sam Houston. Tallarico's bravery towers over Texas. He's fighting for all 6 genders and tens of thousands of species.
I guess we just have a different moral yardstick.
You know what insults Jesus?
Binary white people who eat barbecue and remember the Alamo?
There's only been one perfect Christian.
And they certainly weren't a carnivorous Caucasian binary Homo sapien, according to the woke Gospel of James.
They're going to call me a radical leftist, un-Texan, un-American.
And bar none, the weirdest candidate for Senate the Lone Star State has ever seen.
Is that a phenomenal commercial or what?
You know, I don't think he's had a meat consumption reduction. I think he gets all the meat he wants.
From his girlfriend?
Let's not be binary. Let's not be all, you know.
From his he, she, it from his he, she, it friend.
From they. He gets it from they.
From them. Anyway, folks, that brings us to the end of our program. But before we go, let's give one more quick shout out to our sponsors.
Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Get on over there, get yourself some AR barrels. They got rifle caliber, pistol caliber, any length you desire, any caliber you desire. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. If you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, fire, EMS, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
That's right, folks. Once again, please take a moment, visit our sponsors by following the links in the description to this program. Go there, check them out, spend some money with them. Make sure you tell them those are the guys over at the Rundown that sent you. Very much appreciate y'all tuning in. Very much appreciate you liking and sharing the program and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will be back. Well, we will maybe back mañana, may not be back till Monday. We'll find out after we have this conversation after the program. Haven't had a chance to talk with Mike about tomorrow yet. In any case, y'all take care, and we will see y'all, well, on the flip side, no matter what.
Y'all be cool. Right on.